Hello there. In this video, I'll show you how to bench test a fuel pump. Now, if you're doing this with an old fuel pump, or in my case, this is a new fuel pump I'm testing before installing it in the car, this is a way you can do it. There's going to be different ways, obviously. These are just the materials I used to do this. So, I have a large paint cup. I bought mine from Walmart. Here are some vice grips with some rubber on the jaws, and that's just lightly clamped to the pump to keep it from twisting. I have 5/16 fuel hose on the pump and then clipped to my cup here so I can recirc the testing fluid. For the testing fluid, I'm using WD-40. I bought a gallon of it from my farm supply store. The reason I'm using WD-40 is because it's not as flammable as gas, but it's also still a lubricating liquid that's light in viscosity. Then now the next thing should be pretty obvious. I have power coming to the pump, positive on positive, negative on negative. If your pump isn't labeled with the symbols, in this case my positive was a wide terminal and the negative was narrow. I have these running to my battery charger that I put on the 2 amp setting, the lowest one. And now when I plug this in, you should see some liquid come out of that hose. And there we are. And when you first flip on your key, you should be hearing this noise for about 3 seconds on most electronic fuel injected cars. You should hear that. Side note, this is a 2001 Mustang GT. This will probably apply to other vehicles as well. I bought this pump from my local parts store just because they had it on hand and I needed this fixed soon. One thing to note here is the fitment. I have the factory pump here, and you can see that lid to the housing goes around that pump pretty easily. The issue with the aftermarket ones from the parts stores is that top portion of the pump there, the plastic, it has larger corners on it, and I had to grind these down to get it to fit into the hole of the lid better. So if you're doing a Mustang or other Ford product that has a similar pump setup as this, just take note of that. If your lid is not fitting very well, that's probably your issue. And I'm sure there's going to be other vehicles that will affect as well. So, alright, well, I hope this helps you and have fun with your project.